Alright, let me tell you about a camping trip that went from a perfect getaway to an absolute nightmare. I'm still not sure I've fully processed it, but I have to get this story out there. So picture this. I'd found the most incredible camping spot, deep in the woods miles from any town, nestled right by this crystal clear lake. When I got there, the sun was shining, birds were singing. It was postcard perfect. I spent the day hiking, fishing, just soaking it all in. As evening came, the sky was completely clear, no clouds, just a blanket of a billion stars. I built a small campfire, roasted some marshmallows, and just felt this overwhelming sense of peace. It was one of those moments you wish could last forever, but it didn't. As the night got deeper, a weird feeling started to creep in. The woods, which had been alive with the sounds of crickets and frogs, went completely, unnervingly silent. It was a heavy, suffocating silence. That's when I heard it, a snap, a twig breaking. Not like a deer or a raccoon, this was heavy. I grabbed my flashlight, my heart starting to pound, and scanned the tree line. Nothing. I told myself I was just being paranoid, city dweller in the woods. Then I heard a low growl. It was deep, guttural, and it vibrated right through my chest. It wasn't a bear, it wasn't a wolf. It was something else. I froze, every muscle in my body screaming to run, but I couldn't move. The sound got closer, and then I saw it step out from behind a massive pine tree. My blood ran cold. It was huge. Easily 7, maybe 8 feet tall, standing on 2 legs like a man. But it was covered in thick, matted, dark fur. It had the head of a wolf or a monstrous dog with pointed ears and a long snout. But the most terrifying part was its eyes. They were intelligent. They glowed with a faint amber light in the beam of my flashlight, and they were staring right at me. This wasn't just an animal. This was a predator, and it was calculating. It took another step, and I could hear its claws scraping against the rock. The smell hit me then, a foul mix of wet dog, rot, and something musky that made me want to gag. My mind finally kicked into gear. Fight or flight, right? Well, fighting was not an option. This thing could have torn me in half. My only chance was the lake. It was my only escape route. I didn't even think. I just acted. I threw the half-full bag of marshmallows into the campfire. It burst into a column of flame and sticky, sugary smoke, creating a momentary distraction. In that split second, I turned and sprinted. I didn't look back. I just ran, my lungs burning, branches whipping at my face. I could hear it behind me, a furious, snarling roar, the sound of heavy footfalls crashing through the underbrush. I didn't dare to imagine how close it was. I just focused on the glint of the starlight on the water. I hit the edge of the lake and didn't even hesitate, just plunged into the freezing water. I swam for my life, a frantic, desperate freestyle stroke, aiming for the opposite shore. When I was about halfway across, I risked a glance back. It was standing at the water's edge, a monstrous silhouette against my dying campfire. It let out one more bone-chilling howl that echoed across the entire valley, a sound of pure rage and frustration. Then it turned and melted back into the darkness of the woods. I made it to the other side, exhausted, hypothermic, and terrified out of my mind. I didn't stop. I just kept scrambling through the woods, until I hit a dirt road at sunrise and flagged down the first truck I saw. I left everything behind, my tent, my gear, my sense of security. I'll never go camping alone again. I know what's out there in the deep woods when the sun goes down, and trust me, you don't want to find out.